Hello, Ryan here, aka Mac, and welcome. So today I wanted to talk about Citizencon, about the schedule and what we'll be seeing there, plus just a quick overview of what the drama was over the last week and the outcome. Now, you may have heard about this whole drama over the last week with the Star Citizen community. What it was due to was Chris Roberts' decision to charge people access to watch the stream. Now, these digital tickets gave you exclusive access to the Citizencon live streams and all its shows. The reasoning, he said, is due to the scale that Citizencon was going to be this year. It required a little more funding because they're outsourcing the video and streaming to a third party. A, to get it done professionally, and B, to take the pressure off CIG so that they are not working through the night trying to get all the footage up. This also meant that the stream was prohibited to rebroadcast. Now, personally, I felt like this was a very bad choice, mostly due to the timing. Unfortunately, at current times, Star Citizen does not have a good rep in the gaming world. It is seen more as a meme, and I personally felt this was just going to add to the hate. As many of you may know, I 100% believe in Star Citizen and know it will happen, and I'm happy to wait for it. I have been a backer since 2012, so I know that this isn't the case. However, those not familiar with Star Citizen can only go on what they see in the media, and I felt this was just adding more fuel to the fire. Now, Chris Roberts did explain to us why he, and it was his decision, why he decided to do this and eventually chose to back out of the idea, allowing everyone to watch the stream for free and rebroadcast if they choose. So we are back to square one, which is good, definitely good. I'm glad he decided this, as now we can all enjoy the stream together for free. That said, this year's Citizencon is obviously going to be incredible, and I, for one, cannot wait to watch it. Still available for $10 is the digital swag ticket. What this gets you is all the digital content that the attendees will receive, including a duster and a knife that your character can wear and use in the game, plus the Citizencon trophy to display in your ship, your hangar, or wherever you choose. This, I feel, is worth it. I have bought mine. It is definitely worth it for me. But yeah, that was the whole drama. I want to move on from it because obviously it is now back to normal and we can all watch it again. Do check out redacted.tv, as we will be doing some form of hosting of the live stream. More details for that will come later on. Now, so for those of you unsure what will be happening at this year's Citizencon, the schedule is now available and linked below on their website. However, I will go through it and just break down what this could mean and what we could see and, yeah, what we're hoping to get. Now, there are going to be two stages. There's going to be a main stage and then a second stage. Each stage has streams going on, and you can tune into whichever one that you want. The difficulty is deciding which one to watch when, because they do overlap. So doors to Citizencon open at 11 AM. At 1 PM, Chris Roberts will take the main stage with his opening keynote. Here he will likely just talk about the year just past and what is going on. He will also likely show us some exciting footage or gameplay of potentially 3.3, maybe something a bit beyond that, and what we will be getting our hands on soon. This keynote will go on till about 3 PM, likely about 10 to 3, as they need to get the stage ready for the next speaker. But at 3 PM, or shortly after, there will be a feature titled Crafting Space, creating the visuals of the verse with Ali Brown, who is the lead graphics programmer, and Mike Snowden, who is the visual effects director. This panel is likely to speak about and show us what they are working on in terms of the spacescape, making space visually interesting, plus a look into what graphical features like environment visuals and such we'll be seeing. Definitely going to be an interesting panel, hopefully with something pretty to see as well. I always like it when they show us stuff. Now, at 3:30 on the second stage, halfway through the crafting base panel, Corey Bamford, one of the guys creating the props, and Olli Koskelainen, I believe is the weapon concept artist, will develop the Citizencon digital trophy and knife, which will be helped on by the crowd. This is part of the digital ticket, the swag ticket that we get. But at 4 PM, both panels will finish, and the next panel on the main stage is titled Welcome to Lawville, the Art of Hurston. Now, this sounds like we may get a tour of Lawville landing location on Hurston, taking a deeper look into what we may see. The panel is held by the environmental artists and the art director, so it could go into depth regarding the chosen aesthetic for the city. I think this is going to be an exciting panel, and I would love to watch this. But the trouble is, on the second stage at the same time, Tony Zurevec, the director of the Persistent Universe, is sat talking design. Now, usually Tony goes on into great detail about aspects in Star Citizen, often answering many questions that we may have regarding the game. It is going to be difficult to decide what to watch, but don't forget, all the panels will be up on YouTube later on, once they get them all sorted. So if you did miss something, you will be able to watch it later. Now these panels go on till about 5 PM, at which time Sean Tracy, the technical director of content, Josh Herman, the character art director, and Ali Brown again will hold a panel called What a Bunch of Characters, talking about the art and tech to bring players and NPCs to life. Now I think this will look into the character tech, like maybe the new hair tech, plus they have spoken about the new cloth tech. Whether this fits in there, I don't know, but I do hope that we get to see all the faces that they scanned of the backers in game. I'd really love to see my face in there and how we can manipulate our face, and maybe it could be tier 1, tier 2 of the character creator. We will have to wait and see. At the same time, on the second stage is Biome on the Range, which is creating the alien ecosystems. This is with Patrick Gladys, who is the senior environmental artist, who apparently specialises in vegetation and natural environments. Now this, to me, sounds fantastic. I would love to see more on the alien races and their environments, their planets. It could be that whichever race we get to see, they may have some unusual plant life and unique environments. This is only on for half an hour, but I think it might be a really good one to check out. After that, on the second stage at 5:30, is the Mod Squad creating modular in-game elements with Luan Vetteretti, who is the part of the environmental team. It could be focused on hangars or buildings or even space stations or anything that uses the modularity system. Definitely going to be worth watching, but is it going to be more enthralling than the character tech that we get to see going on the main stage? I don't know. Now at 6 PM, when those have finished on the main stage, is the Principles of Flight, building a new Star Citizen flight experience. Now this is with David Coulson, the gameplay programmer who took over from John Pritchett, and Andy Nicholson, who's a technical director, talking about the new flight model. Please God say that it's better than what it is currently. It will be interesting to see if it has changed for the good or if it's still pretty much as it was. At the same time, on the second stage at 6 PM, The Art of Digital Illusion, an FX breakdown with Michael Patek, the senior VFX artist, will be an interesting one, but I'm not really sure what they're going to talk about as such, and I don't think it'll be the most exciting one that we could see. But after that, at 6:30 on the second stage, is The Sound of Violence, which looks into the weapon sound effects with Barney Oram, who is the game sound designer. It will be interesting to hear more about the sound effects for weapons, but again, is this more interesting than the Principles of Flight? Probably not. It depends on what you're into, I guess. Now, on the main stage at 7 PM, there's a panel called Beyond Content, so exploring the advanced tech behind new game additions. So this is with Sean Tracy again and Andreas Raw, I hope that's how you say his name, who is the senior tool developer. I'm assuming this will take a deeper look into some of the tools that they use to develop the game quickly and easily. Not sure which tools or how many tools they'll show us, but it's always interesting to see what behind the scenes tech they create to just help the developers make the game quicker. Now, at the same time, on the second stage, there's a panel called The Devils in the Dialogue, voice over sound mixing with Kit Chalice. Hopefully this is looking further into the VoIP feature and what they are doing to make it immersive and robust. If it is, that's something I will definitely be checking out because I am very interested in that. But at 7:30, Dave Haddock and Will Weisbaum on the second stage, both are part of the lore team. These are the team who are writing out all the lore for Squadron 42 and the Persistent Universe. I'm assuming this will look more into how the story and lore or the history of Hurston and its locations are presented to the player when we get it in 3.3. Just establishing more of a backstory and a bit more depth to Hurston and all the locations. So finally at 8 PM, Chris Roberts is going to host the Road to Release. This is the last panel of the day, kind of his sign-off, talking most likely about the future of Star Citizen, what they have planned and how they plan to achieve it. If you cannot see the rest of the panels, I highly suggest checking out the first one and the last one with Chris Roberts. They are the most important ones as they bring most of the information to us. Obviously, if you cannot watch any of them, they will be up on YouTube eventually. Don't expect them instantly. They'll probably put up the most important ones, like the keynote and the sign-off from Chris Roberts. They will likely go up first, and then the main stage will go up next, and then potentially the second stage. But all in all, I am super hyped for Citizencon. Unfortunately, I'm not going this year, which is a shame, but it's so far away. So, well, I'll have to wait for the UK one next year, fingers crossed. Do let me know if you're going. Do let me know if you're excited for it, what you're going to watch. As I've said, Redacted Team will be doing a watch party as a group. So be sure to keep an eye out for that. Head over to redacted.tv to learn more when the time comes, as I'm sure we'll post it up on that website. Make sure you're following all the streamers and the YouTubers from Redacted. Thank you so much for watching. Hit that thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you over on Twitch.